Hello, boys and girls. Today, your reading passage from your work packet is called Seven Large Lands. And this is referring to the seven continents. As you can see right here, I know that we have spent a lot of time talking about Antarctica when your classes were studying penguins. And then, of course, we live right here in North America. So let's go ahead and start reading. Our world is made up of land and water. The seven large lands are called continents. The United States is part of the continent of North America. The continents from largest to smallest are Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and Australia. This silly sentence may help you remember the names of the continents. All ants need sugar and eat apples. The first letter of each word matches the first letter of the name of a continent. Test yourself. See if you can remember all of the continents. So, boys and girls, if you look at this silly sentence, the first letter of each silly word that's bolded matches these continents up here. So, like all stands for Asia, ant stands for Africa, and so on. So that's a little way that you can remember the names of the seven continents. So we're going to go ahead and look at the questions. All right, number one, what is a continent? Is a continent a place with its own government? Is a continent B, a large chunk of land? Or C, a trick that you play on someone? So, boys and girls, if we go back, we're going to actually use the picture for this. So you can look at your picture with me. Remember, these are the seven continents here. And your packet is probably in black and white, but you can look on my screen that's in color. So just based on that, if we look at the picture and we don't even have to look at the text, what are the continents? Are they a trick that you play someone? No. Is it something that has its own government? No. It's just these pieces of land that are in the ocean. So the answer is B, a large chunk of land, because there are different countries on each continent. So it is just referring to the land itself. Number two, what does this passage list for us? Does it list the biggest cities in the world, the countries in North America, or the seven continents? Good. It lists the seven continents. We can tell by the title up here, Seven Large Lands. And then also this whole passage was about the different continents and their names. Number three, the continents from largest to smallest are Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and Australia. What does this tell us about the sizes of the different continents? Does it tell us that all the continents are small, the continents are all the same size, or the continents are different sizes? So, boys and girls, remember this listed it from largest to smallest, which would mean that the first continent right here, Asia, is the largest, and the last continent, Australia, is the smallest. So, does that mean that they're all small? No, they're not all small. Like Asia and Africa are actually big. But then, are they all the same size? No, you can go back and look at the picture until they're not all the same size. So that means that they are all different sizes. Number four, what is Seven Large Lands mostly about? So what is the main idea of this passage that we just read? What's one thing that this story was mostly about? Was it mostly about the seven continents? Was it mostly where the United States is on a map? Or was it mostly how to remember things in school? What do you think? It was mostly about the seven continents. Number 5, what continent is the United States a part of? This is going to be a written answer, and you're welcome just to write it here on the blank. But we are going to go back in the passage to find this. And remember, the question that we are looking for, what continent is the United States, which is the country that we live in, a part of? Right here, I'm going to underline it while I read it for you. It says, the United States is part of the continent of North America. So I will give you a minute, and you can also pause this screen, but in that blank you can just write that the United States is part of North America. Okay, our last question, number 6, what did you learn from 7 large lands? So boys and girls, I hope that you are writing your answers, or again, you can turn and tell a family member if you are working with a family member at home. But this is something, what did you learn from 7 large lands? So what is just one thing that you learned after we read this passage together that you did not know before?